How long has it been since I've opened a service manual on an early model dyno? Probably a decade.
Yeah.
Serious? Holy fucking shit, Jesus!
It's like putting on a fucking, like your grandmother's quilt, you know? It's all quilty inside. Hi, I'm Ryan. It's Kruesi Originals. You could win this coat. Not this one, because this one's mine, but this sort of exact same pit viper jacket. And 2 free sets of pit vipers. All you gotta do to go to our Patreon, and for every $5 you pledge in our Patreon, enters you in a chance to win all this pit viper stuff. And pretty much every 2 weeks or so, we give away other stuff. We just gave away 2 sets of Legends cartridges, and we're gonna be giving away more stuff. We're gonna work our way up to some motorcycles and some things like that. I'll put the link down in the old description down below, so you can go straight to the Patreon and sign right up. It's only $5. $5, and you could win this. Or you can also use code Kruesi15 on pitviper.com for 15% off all your pit viper needs, or you just get it for free or for $5. But today's the day. I'm finishing this green 2002 Harley-Davidson FXDX that we have been building for some time now. It's a beautiful bike. I like it a lot. I don't want to get rid of it. That's the part that sucks the most about building these bikes, and then we sell them. It sucks because I'm building the things that I want to build, how I want to build them, and I gotta get rid of them. It's kind of like, fuck. You know, I want to keep them. But today, we're going to top off the fluids, and I'm going to tune this Super Trap. It has a Super Trap exhaust in it. Super Traps are tunable. The baffles are tunable, so you can create as much back pressure or as little back pressure as you want to. They're very high performance exhaust. The only downfall is they're quite quiet. It's a quiet exhaust, so I'm going to pull a bunch of plates out of it, and I'm going to louden this thing up and open it up a little bit, because this motor needs to breathe just a little bit more. It's pretty powerful for an 88 inch. It's either because the 42 millimeter Mikuni is making really good power, or it's got some sort of small cam in it. I would say it rips pretty good. Everything is fresh, everything is dialed, and this bike is for sale. $11,500. That is a very, very good price for this motorcycle. Like I said, it is an 02 FXDX. This is the ultimate Harley Davidson. If you want a stunt ride, this is the best bike you could possibly buy. It is the best dyna. It's an early model. It's the smallest, lightest frame. It has a Timken bearing bottom end. It does not have a cam sensor in 02, so it is the best of everything. This is the bike. I personally ride a 02 FXDX. Mine's sitting right over there. It's tore apart like always. I'm never gonna finish it, apparently. But this is the bike, the ultimate fucking bike. Normally, just to buy one of these, you're gonna pay more than 10 grand. We put a bunch of stuff into it. We basically use this just to do install videos to show all of our parts, and we're selling it for what we have into it. Not labor. If I was putting labor into this, it'd be a $20,000 bike. But this is just what we paid for all of our stuff to be produced, and to pay for the motorcycle itself, so we can move on and get another one. So $11,500. It's a good deal. Shipping is available at your own cost, but we can get you the shipping. You just got to pay for it. Let's start this thing up. I'll give you a quick little taste of how shitty this exhaust sounds right now. Like a nice Honda. You meet the nicest people on a Honda. But I ain't trying to kill us with carbon monoxide poisoning, but you get the idea. It's almost virtually stock at the moment. They have every single baffle plate in there that you can put in, so I'm going to pull the majority of them out and open this thing up a bunch and get it sounding a little better and get it flowing a little better. It's a little too choked up too. I feel like I lost a good amount of power putting this pipe on here as it is right now, so we're going to open it up, we're going to test ride it and see how it goes. I've never taken one of these apart before, I'm going to say it right now. Never really used Super Traps very often. They kind of really were super popular in the 90s. And they kind of went away, I think, because they were so quiet. Look how many baffles. So these guys right here, these are the plates. The more of these you put in, the more back pressure you have, the quieter the exhaust is. Is it more or less? I don't really know which way this goes. So let's go extreme. So this basically closes off the end of the exhaust, and the more of these you have, the farther away it's going to be, so there's going to be more flow in between these. Which, man, that's some choked up shit right there. This thing just caps it off. So realistically, the more of those you put on there, the more flow I think it would have. Because if you got none of them, you're basically just capping the fucking muffler off. So these are things that make you go, man, that's kind of lame. I don't know what to do here. I think we're going to get rid of them altogether. Let's start it and see what it sounds like. Well, come to the conclusion, those plates all together. So I'm gonna put them screws back in. Maybe they hold on to shit, maybe they don't, I don't know, but we're gonna screw her all back together and run it just like that. That sounds fucking good. Man, we got an early model dyno service manual. Where's it at? There it is. Oh, tree. Man, she's in fucking bad shape. Engine oil and filter. 1.6. Checking with cold engine, checking with warm engine. Oh, let's check it with cold engine. For pre-ride inspection with motorcycle leaning on jiffy stand. It's called a jiffy stand because that way you could put the bike on the kickstand in a jiffy. Stand on level ground. Oil should register on dipstick in the range between lower arrow number 1 and midway point when engine is cold. So halfway to full when it's cold. That's normally what we do. And ride motorcycle until engine is warmed up for operating temperature. Idle motorcycle on jiffy stand for 1 to 2 minutes. Shut motorcycle off, and with motorcycle leaning on jiffy stand. On level ground, check oil level by inserting dipstick completely into oil pan filler neck. Add oil if required. Well, I was right. Got to put her all the way in, which sucks because pulling an early model dipstick in and out sucks. The cap usually pops off. You got to really wiggle the shit out of it to get it from popping the cap off of it. Well, I learned nothing. I absolutely fucking learned not a goddamn thing right there. I already knew all that shit. But it's always good to go back and double check yourself because, you know, when you do something for so long, you get kind of stagnant and maybe you start to steer away from what the technical thing is supposed to be. You know, say if it's supposed to go like this, after 10 years, maybe you start going like this a little bit. So it's good to go back to in between the legs again, if you know what I'm saying. Nobody likes a thigh fucker. Freezing outside. No, thank you. I think that test ride's a job for old Matthew over there. He's young and got a little extra warming cushion on his body than I do. So, you know, he's husky. But man, she runs good. The pipe's way better. Made a lot more power. Sounds fucking good. Sounds really good. And she rips really good. I just rode it around the block. It's goddamn too cold. Matt's gonna go take it on a 12-mile test ride and then we'll check everything over again and kind of go from there. And I think that's it. She's ready. If any of you guys want this bike and you see this video, you should immediately holler at us because there's a lot of people hollering right now, but the first one to come through with cash money is the first one that gets it, and $11,500 for that motorcycle is a really good price. It runs really good. It's a really nice bike. We kind of went through it, checked everything, and went through a lot of stuff. It's got 30,000 miles on it. That's not bad. It's a Timken bearing bottom end. It's an 02 FXDX with a whole lot of Kruesi Originals good shit on it, and you can get all that shit at KruesiOriginals.com if you just want to build your own motorcycle into this bike, except for the handlebars, because that's the last set in existence. We sold out, and we're not making those anymore because they're a huge pain in the ass, and I don't want to make them anymore. So other than that, everything on that bike is available, and she's ready to rip. So KruesiOriginals.com, you can check us out on Instagram. We're everywhere. If you're interested in the bike, I would say message us on Instagram or call the shop immediately and make some moves. I'm Ryan Kruesi, and thank you so much for watching. Remember, go check out our Patreon. Our podcasts are fucking funny.